individuals to globalize themselves. How did we get here? Now, how we got here was what I call through the 10 flatteners, 10 technologies and historical events that came together to create the flat world. I'm not going to go through all 10 this evening, but I'm going to go through the first few because they're really the key ones. The first flattener was a geopolitical event, and that flattener happened on 11/9. Not 9/11, 11/9. 11/9, November 9th, 1989, was the day the Berlin Wall fell. Yes, in a wonderful Kabbalistic accident of dates, the Berlin Wall fell on 11/9. Now, the fall of the Berlin Wall was a hugely important geopolitical flattener because it allowed us to actually introduce the word globalization. Before the fall of the Berlin Wall, no universities were teaching global business or global politics. They taught business in the East or business in the West, politics in the West and politics in the East. But the fall of the Berlin Wall actually allowed us to think of the world and perceive it for the first time as a single plane. There was no longer a wall physically and psychologically chopping the world in half. The second flattener was the PC. It was the rise of the Windows. The wall came down, and then the windows came up. The rise of the Windows, for me, which is a metaphor for the rise of the personal computer, is where all this individual empowerment begins. Because what the PC enabled was for individuals, for the first time in the history of the world, to become authors of their own content in digital form. I want to repeat that because it sounds like gobbledygook, but it's actually very important. The PC enabled individuals to author their own content in digital form. Now, individuals have been authors of their own content ever since cave women and cave men scratched on cave walls. But with the PC, individuals could author their own content, words, photo, data, video, spreadsheets, algorithms in digital form. And once your content was in digital form, in the form of bits and bytes, it could suddenly be manipulated in so many more ways and sent so many more places. That leads to the third flattener. Third flattener was a date. Another date. This date is 8/9/95, August 9th, 1995. I believe 8/9/95 is one of the most important days in world history. Because on that day, on August 9th, 1995, a small startup company in Mountain View, California, called Netscape, went public. And the world has not and never will be the same again. Why was that? First was because of Netscape's invention. Netscape invented this simple point-and-click device called the browser. Now Internet Explorer and Firefox. This browser, though, suddenly allowed individuals to illustrate on a computer screen in visual form everything locked away in heretofore websites that were only accessed before by scientists and computer experts. It was the Netscape browser that brought the internet to life and made it so easy and fun to use that grandma and grandpa, grandson and granddaughter could all use it with equal facility. It was the Netscape browser that brought the internet to life. But there's something else the Netscape browser did that morning on 8/9/95 at 9 a.m. when it went public on the NASDAQ. The Netscape public offering is what triggered the dot-com boom. And that triggered the dot-com bubble. And that triggered the crazy, absurd, ridiculous, utterly outrageous overinvestment of $1 trillion, trillion with a T, into fiber optic cable. And that crazy, absurd, ridiculous overinvestment into fiber optic cable accidentally, with nobody having planned it, made Beijing, Bangalore, Beersheba, and Bethesda all next-door neighbors. We laid so much fiber optic cable in 5 years that, remember all those individuals suddenly able to author their own content on their PC in digital form? Well, thanks to all that fiber optic cable, they were suddenly able to send all their digital content anywhere in the world virtually for free. Remember how it happened? Netscape went public at 9 a.m., priced at $28. Morgan Stanley, their investment banker, wanted it to be priced at $32, but Jimmy Barksdale told me, he told Morgan Stanley, no, 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 if this fails, I want it to be remembered as a $20 stock. Netscape opened that morning at $72. It closed that day at $56. And we all looked at that and we said, whoa, there is gold over them, their hills. And what did we do? We went out and we bought and funded every .com that moved. And when we did, we accidentally wired the world with so much fiber optic cable that we enabled every individual to send their digital content anywhere for free. The third flattener was a quiet revolution. It was a revolution in software transmission protocols. The alphabet soup of TCP/IP, HTML, HTTP, XML, SOAP, and AJAX. You don't need to know what any of these mean. All you need to know is this. What they collectively did between the early and late 1990s was make everyone's computer and software interoperable. Oh, you forget what a revolution that was. You forgot the days when you were on AOL and your wife was on CompuServe and they didn't connect. You forget the days of Raoult. Raoult probably wasn't around then, but if they were, the accounting department of Raoult would have gotten rid of its cash register and the abacus they had there, and the membership department would have gotten rid of the big paper files, and they each would have gotten software and computers. The problem is at Raoult, like most institutions, the bookkeeping department, and you could collaborate. Now put all three of them together. First, we became authors of our own content in digital form. Then suddenly we could send that digital content anywhere in the world for free. And then we could suddenly collaborate on our digital content with your digital content, no matter where you were sitting. Those three together, those three flatteners, were the genesis moment of the flat world. And what they created was a crude platform for multiple forms of collaboration. And that's what I mean when I say the world is flat. We have created a global web-enabled platform that now allows more people than ever before in the history of the world to plug and play, compete, connect, and collaborate on education, innovation, entertainment, commerce, and also, unfortunately, terrorism, because we gave the terrorists a free command and control system. That's what I mean when I say the world is flat. So we are going from a world where value was created in vertical silos of command and control to a world where value will be created on this platform by who you connect and collaborate with. We're going from vertical to horizontal. I believe that move from vertical to horizontal will be seen in time as the mother of all inflection points. It is going to change everything. It is as big as Gutenberg's invention of the printing press. And you all just happened to be here when it happened. Now, on this platform, there are several fundamental rules of business.